Meghan Markle is back in the news, I'm sorry to say. Meghan Markle, the former Duchess of Sussex, married Prince Harry, this American bioweapon that we probably built in a lab here. I wonder if Dr. Fauci built Meghan Markle in a lab at the behest of the U.S. government to destroy the British royal family, because that's certainly what she's been doing. We sent her over there, then they sent her back. They said, no, we don't want her. You can take Harry too. We don't want him either. So Meghan Markle, very, very unlikable public figure. Meghan Markle comes out and has just compared her marrying into the royal family, her becoming an actual princess, to Nelson Mandela being freed from prison. Meghan Markle has a new podcast because every millennial has to have a podcast. That's a federal law now, I think. Meghan Markle on her podcast claims that when she attended The Lion King in London, a cast member pulled her aside and just said, "I need you to know, when you married into this family, we rejoiced in the streets, the same we did when Mandela was freed from prison." The grandson of Nelson Mandela, the South African leader, did not like this comment from Meghan Markle, understandably so. What does this tell you? It tells you that the victim narrative, especially in America, but throughout the Western world, but especially in America, is so, so powerful. I bet she believes it. I bet Meghan Markle, one of the most privileged people on earth, actual royalty, believes that she is a victim, like a political dissident being imprisoned for years. That's it. And the narrative is very, very strong. And so we can either complain about it or we can try to make it work in our favor. Okay, Donald Trump actually did this. Donald Trump did not exactly take the high road in 2016. He was attacked for that. They said, Donald, you're just playing the victim. You're just crying and complaining. You need to stop complaining, Donald. And what did Trump say? He said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to complain. I'm going to whine until I win. And what Trump, I don't know if this was conscious or just subconscious because the guy's got a good gut, but he was saying, I'm going to play American politics where it actually is. You're all going to play American politics where the bow tie set in the think tanks over the fancy lunches wishes that it were. But me, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to play American politics right where it lives. I'm not going to present my case to the American people in a series of white papers. When people ask Donald Trump, hey, what are you going to do as president? He goes, you know what I want? I want great neighborhoods. I want there to be great neighborhoods, okay? That's going to be my job as president. And all the bow tie people and all the think tank people, they said, oh my gosh, no, that's not what the role of the federal government actually, what we need to do is take that power out of Washington, D.C. and then send that back to the states and the local government, ideally the county governments. And you know what the American people here, the sort of average voter here is, what? Shut up, nerd. Shut up, nerd. I hate my neighborhood. There's guns everywhere. There's drugs on the streets. There's some bum defecating on my sidewalk. Yeah, I'm going to vote for the guy that gives me a good neighborhood. Thank you very much. No, but actually, you don't understand. Because of the principle of federalism, you have... No. And, Trump might understand that as well. I mean, I'm pro-federalism. I'm pro-restoring a coherent political order. But we got drugs everywhere. We've got the average life expectancy in the United States declining. We got people chopping off the genitals of little kids. We've got crime going through the roof. So forgive me if when we're campaigning and talking to real human beings with real problems and real concerns, we take it out of the pie in the sky for a second and say, oh yeah, you see that problem in your life? If you elect me, I'm going to do my very best to fix it. That's what we got to do. Right now, head on over to ring.com/Knowles. Summer is busy. It's busy for everyone. People go on vacation. If you're me, you spend 3 days in the hospital because your wife is giving birth to your second beloved son. Either way, you're going to be away from home. So you want to be able to keep an eye on your home, whether you're there in the home, whether you're at the office, whether you're on a beach on the other side of the world. Ring can do that. You all know about the Ring video doorbell where you can see and speak to whoever is at your door wherever you are in the world. Did you know that Ring has an award-winning alarm with available professional monitoring when you subscribe? Well, if you didn't know that, you certainly should, because then you can protect your home. You can keep an eye on your windows, on your doors, on everything in between. But that's not all. Did you know that Ring has Ring Alarm Pro? That's what CNET calls a giant leap for home security, where you protect not just your physical home, but your digital home too. Well, let's do it, baby. Protect your digital home with a very fast Eero Wi-Fi 6 router. Become a pro. Be a pro, just like me. This summer, go pro. Get Ring Alarm Pro. Learn more at ring.com/Knowles. That is ring.com/Knowles. There's a video just went viral. It was actually captured on a Ring doorbell cam of a guy, a 22-year-old guy, who tries to bust into his ex-girlfriend's house. And the ex-girlfriend's living with her family. Obviously, they're pretty young people. And she says, go away, no, I'm not letting you in. And he won't take no for an answer. And he just starts trying to bust down the door. Here's what happens. So the door's locked. He starts just trying to shoulder it in, trying to bust in through it. What's happening? You hear the guy inside. He goes, I got a gun. Get out of here. Doesn't matter. He keeps trying to bust in the door. And then the guy with the gun really had a gun, shoots the guy. The guy goes down. The guy is dead. Your first reaction to this video will tell me everything I need to know about your political views. This video, it's a sad video. I mean, you don't really see the guy die on camera, mercifully, but you see him, he gets shot, he kind of stammers off the camera. If your first reaction to this video is, oh, that kid, that poor kid, oh no, this country, we have too many guns, that's so unnecessary, they didn't have to. If that's your first reaction, then you're a lib, then you're a leftist, then your view of justice is just kind of messed up. If your first take watching that video is, sad that the owner of the house had to do that, but he did what he had to do and he protected his daughter, then your view of justice and politics is going to be conservative and right-wing and correct. And that's it. And it tells me a lot about American politics too, because on the way the camera is set up, right, just by virtue of it being a doorbell, all you see is the guy who gets shot. So you say, well, he must be the victim. He's not the victim. He's the perpetrator. What the hell was he going to do to that poor girl? The girl in the house says, Dad, I think he's going to kill me. What's he going to do? Could you imagine? You're in a home. You're saying, I have a gun. Go away. Stop trying to break into my home. And then the guy keeps coming in. I don't think that guy's there to talk. I don't think that guy's there to have tea. I think that guy's there to do bad things. But the perspective here is everything, because a lot of people are looking at that and they're going to say, oh, that poor, he's the victim. They shouldn't. The dad should have shot him in the leg, or whatever nonsense that people who've never held a firearm in their lives say. The dad should have fired a warning shot. Joe Biden, he should have fired a shotgun into the air. Yeah, that's a good idea, Joe. But that's the perspective. You don't see, the camera's not on the father who's defending his home and his daughter. The camera's not on the daughter. Who the hell knows what that guy had already done, or would have done to that daughter? And that's it. And that perspective is so key. And a really important rule for politics that I would strongly recommend is that we get a lot better about turning the camera. Okay? The libs always talk about how, the poor victims of the war on drugs, the drug dealers, those poor victims. So it's so wrong that we lock up all the drug dealers working for the Mexican cartels. That's so terrible, peddling poison to little kids. What victims there? They're not the victims, they're the perpetrators. The victims are the people who die because some pill peddler, gave them some drugs outside of their school. The victims are the family members of the poor kids who die. The victims are the American people where the average life expectancy goes down. You got to turn the camera. You got to turn the perspective a little bit. The issue with victim culture is not even that there are no such thing as victims. It's that the people who are pretending to be victims are usually the perpetrators in victim culture. And maybe if we paid a little more attention to the actual victims, we'd be a lot better off. It's kind of like cancel culture. The problem with cancel culture is not that we have standards and we say you can and can't say certain things. It's that in our current cancel culture, if you say the truth, you'll get canceled. And if you say false things, you'll get promoted. That's actually what my kind of video essay on YouTube is about, where we have all the receipts and we talk about the social media blacklist campaign that went on for 2.5 years. That's the issue. The issue is not that we cancel people, it's that we cancel good things and promote bad things, when really it should be the opposite. I'm glad you liked that clip. Now, hold on. You got to ring that bell. Ring that bell, subscribe, get the notifications. We'll see you next time.